What's up, Slingshot Audio Garage? Welcome back to another episode of In the Lab podcast, number 20 this episode is. And my name is Johnathan Taylor, and with me today is our technical guru, Ted Hernandez, which Paula's been filling in for him, and he's been behind the scenes, but she couldn't make it, so the guru had to step back in and, lead the show. So, man, how you been, Ted?
I'm doing well. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good. Just trying to get my slingshot ready for Memphis. I got the unveiling. I know Jarrell and him, who we had on last week, he unveiled a cool featherweight and some lights in California this weekend, and so everybody wants to unveil something, which is pretty badass out of slingshot. So I'm gonna try to unveil something badass in Memphis. We'll see.
I'll be there too. That's hopefully that's when I get mine done and get it out to Memphis. So that'll be the first time you're able to see mine.
Okay, yeah. Well, shit, everybody's gonna have a badass unveiling then.
Dude, I think Memphis is gonna be a big show.
Yeah. I see people posting about bringing fans and shit. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna bring my generator and a tent and a big ass fan, like porta cool, whatever. Bring your fan and your tent, because it's Memphis in the middle of August. It's gonna be hot, but it's gonna be an event to remember for sure.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So this next week we got coming up, I just want to say, give a shout out to James McCrae, SS Takeover. We got them as a guest next Monday, which that should be a fun show. I may or may not be here. It might be, Paula will be back. So I know Paula will be back, but I'll be out of town. So that should be a really good show. And this week we have
been, Jimmy's the day one, like he's when people talk about
the OG,
it's like that's the one, he's the guy who basically brought it the mainstream slingshot. You had some people trying to do shows, but yeah, he definitely created the takeover without a doubt. So that'll be a good show. Hopefully people will tune into that, because they'll miss out if they don't.
Also, y'all need to tune into the Slingshot Sound Spot this Sunday, 7:00 with TJ and Rob. They got a couple shows that they're going to be recapping. That should be a really fun show.
Yeah, they do a good job too, man. Like they make me want to be a better podcaster. Like shit, I stumble over my words and I sound stupid sometimes, and then I watch their show and I'm like, man, I got to do better. These guys are going to replace me.
TJ comes in prepared, and they got charts and graphs and pie charts and everything, man. They're ready to go.
Yeah, exactly. And I just wing it. I'm like, hey, so how's everybody? And they're over here like got notes and shit in PowerPoint. That's perfect.
Yeah. All right, our first guest today, or our guest today, is going to be Pete at AMP Audio Industries, and then he's got a special guest on.
Yeah. We got Pete with AMP Industries, and who else we got? We're
going to surprise him with a special guest.
I know, we got the special guest. Let's bring him on and see.
All right, I'll bring him on now.
Yeah, so we got Pete and Henry, Mr. Pandemic himself, who before we talk about Pete, we got just mention what's up, Henry, how you been? Make sure you guys can hear us okay. Oh man, Pete can't hear us. But technical
guru.
No, I don't.
Ain't nothing on my end. It's on him.
You gotta turn your mic up, Henry. It's not us.
Can't hear you.
Nope.
Why don't y'all log out and come back in?
He's having technical difficulty. I don't know. Is it the technical guru or is it theirs?
It's theirs.
Oh.
We just talked to him for 10 minutes. Everything was fine.
Yeah, everything was good until we logged on. It's like, no Pete.
Maybe they got stage fright.
Yeah. That's what it is. They're like, we're not talking to these guys anyway. Damn it.
No.
Nope. Text.
I tell you what, I'll kick them out.
Okay. Yeah. See if they come back.
Henry had a clip.
Henry clip. Son of a bitch. Henry clipped. Like it was all good until the Henry clip. That's exactly what happened. Hopefully they'll come back strong. Hey, but you know what? That's Henry all day. Like, you know, I remember when he was on top and killing everybody, and then, you know, he had some. Actually, you showed up and punished him a little bit, and then he came back, you know, with a vengeance. So yeah, Henry will come back and kick some ass. Watch. People on the live are going, "What are y'all talking about, man? Is this a podcast or y'all just talking back and forth?"
So just you know, we had a little bit of Pete had a little bit. He couldn't hear, so he's going to log out and try and get back in. So as soon as we get him back in, we'll see.
Yep. Oh yeah. We got TJ. Look, TJ's over here looking at our podcast, going, "Man, these guys are terrible. Y'all should be sure and log on to the Slingshot Sound Spot recap because they can't get their audio to work."
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, I think we're good now.
Ted said y'all clipped.
We never clip.
Never clip.
Never clip, huh?
We just call them out.
Man.
What's up, guys?
So we'll introduce you again. We got Pete with AP Industries, and we got his special guest, Henry, which is Mr. Pandemic himself.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
So, man, how are y'all doing today?
Doing all right, trying to survive in this heat.
Oh, man.
Doing good.
Man, exactly. It's funny because, you know, people in other states, they talk about it being hot, but they ain't been in Texas. It's different.
No,
y'all got a different heat down there in Houston.
Yeah, this humidity is disrespectful.
Yeah. It's not fun. So we'll see.
I went to work with Brad, and one of the reasons why I went to work with Brad at 12 volt, he has AC in the garage. So I said, "Hell, I'm home." Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't no air conditioning. All this.
Shit.
If you can afford to AC that, then shit.
I can't.
That thing's a monster. That's a good looking shop. So that's your well shit, let's hold on. Before we start getting into the conversations, let's backtrack. Damn, you guys are clipping again?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we'll backtrack. Let's start from the beginning. So we'll talk about Pete and how'd you get into audio? Like what was the passion? You know, we always see you posting this white car. We don't know nothing about this car, so we need to know about the white car. You know, so and I'm sure there's some of that passion there, you know, which sparks the creativity. So let's start from the audio beginning, man. You know, what made you do what you do and why you do it now?
All right. Well, I'll back it up to when I was a teenager, and my uncles would drive little cars like that, old school Toyotas, with some 15-inch EVs, and you know, just with a piece of plywood, take the back seat out, just like real primitive compared to now.
Yep.
Infinite baffle board.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And so that I got bit by the bug from an early age, and then, you know, as I started getting older, it's like, you know, I've had jobs as an auto mechanic. That's primarily my background, but on the side, all I did was music and customizing stuff, and it got to the point where I was able to do it full time, which is a blessing, because, you know, a lot of people hate their fucking jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, I love my job, and I love that I could do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of late nights that you don't like, but man, having to go and work on bikes or slingshots, I mean, that you can't beat that.
Man, you know, just like anything else, man, everything has its good and its bad, and its bad times and its great times.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, I mean, you know, this is the poison I chose, so I just gotta deal with it.
Exactly. You know, I say that all the time when I talk to people, and you know, I've said it a few times talking to different guests, and you know, where well, if you tell somebody like, well, and they ask you, well, what do you do for a living? They're like, well, I put stereos in motorcycles or slingshots. And the first thing they're like, what's a slingshot? And then they're like, stereos? What kind of living is that? You know, how do you feed your family? So it's, you know, it's weird to explain it to people, but when you go do your job, you're like, dude, this is cool. Like, I get to build cool shit. I get to do cool shit, and I get paid to do it. You can't, I mean, there's people with way shittier jobs that, you know, trying to convince themselves that they like it. And, you know, your main stress is trying to fulfill the customer's needs, you know, like, because you told them, hey, man, I think I can do this and it's going to be badass, and they pay you. And now you have a stress of, man, I hope I can do it, but I know I can do it. And that's it. That's the stress. But you're still about to build something badass.
Man, that's a huge stress, you know. Is what I always say is, it's like a juggling act, and you know, it's tough to juggle everything, especially when you have a lot going on all at one time. Yeah. Sometimes I go to bed, man, and I'm just like, man, what did I get myself into? But you know, you just got to take it day by day and just knock them out one at a time, man. Because if not, you'll drive yourself crazy. I mean, you definitely have to be mentally strong to deal with all this, especially, you know, when you have, you know, 20, 30 bikes at a time. It's stressful, man. It's stressful. But again, this is.
But you know what? It's somehow. I was gonna say, somehow you get it all done and everybody's happy. So like when you do get those gratifying moments, you know, whether you're at a show or just somebody that you've never met in your life, and they come up to you and you're like, dude, I like the work you do, and you're like, cool, man, appreciate it. Like, you know, and they say, man, I follow you on Facebook, or I've seen you.
That makes it all worthwhile.
Definitely
makes it all worthwhile. You know, at the end of the day, I mean, like, you know, I like to do this to make people happy, and you know, sometimes deadlines get met, and sometimes they don't. You know, in the custom world, nothing is straightforward. Nothing, and there's so many things that can go wrong, even though you try to prepare for them as much as you can. You know, at the end of the day, sometimes shit happens, and you know, it sucks. That's probably the worst part of the business.
Exactly. And you can't anticipate certain things. Even when you try to sell somebody something like, man, let's do this and this. It sounds good and it's a great idea, but I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna do it yet. But I think I know I can do it. And then you got to create. You know, well, we can back up a second. Like a minute ago, we were talking. Like, there's no book on how to do this shit. You know, you were like, there's no. To do custom work, like there's no format. So when somebody says, man, I want all this done on my Slingshot, how long is it going to take? You're like, dude, you just named off things that have never been done before, and you just pulled them out of your ass, which is awesome. I want to do it, but I have no idea how long it's going to take, because we got to figure that out. You know, that's the fun part.
There's a handful of shops, pretty much all the shops that are working on these slings. You know, there's no instruction manual. There's no how-to, there's no book, there's no school that teaches this. You know, at the end of the day, you know, like a shop has to have so many skill sets all in one. You know, you got to know how to fabricate, you got to know how to wire, you got to know how to tune. You know, you got to work with wood. I mean, it's just so many things all in one, and that's what makes a shop a shop. You know, and it's difficult, you know, because again, nobody wrote the book on. Nobody's written the book on this. You know, there's no school for this. There's no trade school. There's none of that shit. This is a learn as you go. You know, nobody knows it all. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like we all learn off each other. And we all motivate each other to raise the bar even higher. You know, we were talking about this earlier, where, you know, it's like, you know, as men, we don't like to lose, right? So, you know, some of us know how to lose, some don't, you know. But at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of us take that losing as a lesson and motivation, right? So that we can do better, right? So at the end of the day, what ends up happening is this industry keeps growing and growing and growing, and I've seen the progression firsthand. I mean, the first Slingshot that really motivated me, and I was like, wow, was Black Mamba.
Yeah.
When I first heard Black Mamba, I was like, what the fuck? I came from a background of bikes, you know, and I had heard a whole lot of other Slingshots, and I wasn't into them. Just being honest, I wasn't into them at all. You know, I heard Black Mambas, and I was like, wow, like somebody can get a Slingshot sounding like that.
Yep.
Like that is impressive. And then and then of course, you know, just like anything else, it's like, man, I want to do one now.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. I remember. See, that was that the same year that we got to address the elephant in the room, was when that was the same year that Henry's wife was punishing everyone. Am I right?
So
was that the year after?
No, so that was the year before.
Okay.
I had seen Black Mamba. I want to say it was 16 or 17.
Okay.
And then a year after that, I had did Liz's.
Okay.
But obviously Liz is in a completely different weight category as that. But you know, and Liz just
standard.
Yeah, Liz just wanted some tunes on her bike, and I'm over here like, no, fuck that. We're gonna go wild.
Yep. Well, yeah, exactly. And that was like, well, what is that? It's a featherweight. Like, this is like, I remember pulling up the Sling Experience, and she's talking like being nervous, and I'm like, it's cool, you know, like that's why I walk around the Slingshot, because I'm nervous. Just play it. I'm trying to give her pointers and shit. I didn't really know who she was. Like, she was cool and nervous, and I give her pointers, and then I get second place. I'm like, shit, man, I had a chance, and she punted like, but I had no chance. Like, I had a chance if she wouldn't have competed, but at the end of the day, I had no chance when she pushed play. I was like, fuck, you know. But
you know, and I had never been to like a Slingshot competition. I don't even think that really was a thing back then. You know, the only reason why I heard Black Mambas was because we hosted a motorcycle sound competition, and she showed up, and I heard it.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't think there was any platforms at that time. So when we did Liz's, is just when I think it was Riders for Life was the only other platform at that time. Yeah. And so I had no idea where she stood in comparison to others.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't heard them.
Yeah.
You know, so I just figured, look, we just gonna turn this motherfucker up, and we're gonna make it. You know, in my opinion, we're gonna try to make it sound as best as possible. We're gonna try to, you know, make it just jam and see how it does. And I told her, like, you know, don't expect to win on the first day out.
Yeah,
man. Yeah. And she kicked ass like that entire year. Yep. And then the year after that. So it was just one of those things where it was just like, you know, I think we might be on to something.
Yeah. That's what's badass. That's what's badass about it. And, you know, and that's what I wish that, you know, the camaraderie that me and her have had and still have, people would follow, because like, I'm joking with her when I'm going up, like, oh shit, Mr. Second Place is here. But inside, I'm like, I'm whooping your ass today, you know? But, you know, I was having fun. And then, you know, if I lost again, I'm like, damn it, you know? But man, hey, it sounded better. Every time I lost, it sounded better. And I can admit that. And so many people, unfortunately, they can't wrap their head around that shit and say, man, they sounded better than me. But it's okay. It's okay if they did. That means, what do you got to do to make yours better? And that's
Liz is very competitive, and Liz, man, I'm not gonna lie, man. Liz sometimes would kind of, you know, kick me in my ass a little bit, you know, as far as, you know, Johnathan was too close. He was too close. Like we need to kind of bridge the gap a little bit more. We got to get this right.
There was times, man. There was times where I played. I was like, shit, I might have that one, and they picked her. I'm like, fuck, you know, and I'm like, what am I not? What is not right, you know? And then, you know, it took forever, but finally, when you do win, it's like, man, hell yeah! But it's not like I didn't destroy her. And that's where people, it's so hard to be like, this and just step up like that. It doesn't work that way. You can continue to do this.
Yes.
And because you could both be the best, and that's okay, you know. And that's where people get all fucked up. They're
but
you know.
at the end of the day, you know, tell me that it motivates you to be even better.
Yes. Oh yeah.
You know.
Yep.
And that's just how you got to take it. Like, you know, like you really can't take things as a loss. So you got to take them as a lesson. All right, cool. Where can I do better? What can I do better? You know,
yeah.
People get too wrapped up into losing, and they're like, man, fuck this. I quit. I don't want to do this shit anymore. You know, you just gotta you know just keep going at it and try to get better and better and better every time that you come out. You know.
And you said the number one thing is to take your loss and do better, be better. Don't just say, I wish we could go back to when it was fun. It's like, you're just saying you wish you could go back to when you were winning because there was no competition out there. But now everybody is competitive. Don't tell me that you wish it could be fun again.
Man.
You just mean that you don't like losing and you don't want to do any better. You don't want to step it up. You don't want to spend no more money. You don't want to take advice because you can't win anymore. You just want to go back to when it was fun. Like, don't say that shit. Just say you can't win. Do better.
Yeah, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, if everybody doesn't step their game up, it's just boring.
Yep.
You know, and at the end of the day, we gotta feed off each other.
Yep.
You know.
I tell you what, though.
You know, what's up, Ted?
Johnathan used to outthink himself because Johnathan will play. You know how he plays up 2-3 different classes.
Johnathan will play every class. I mean, that's one thing I would give him. I'm like, man, he knows he's gonna lose, but he plays every single class.
Yeah.
Yeah, but his own class.
I like that about you, man.
His own class, he tries to play it right. Like, I'm going to go out there and play right on featherweight, and then he won't turn it up, and then he'll start getting up to lightweight or even middleweight, and he'll just crank that bitch up, and he's actually like, where was this at? You could have won.
Yeah. So many people used to tell me that shit. They would be like, dude, if you would have played the way you played in if you'd played featherweight like you played middleweight, you'd have fucking won. I'm like,
I think
Johnathan
was afraid that on featherweight that his sub's gonna go out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was trying to win, and so I'm like trying to be cautious, and I'm playing my songs all perfect. But when I'm like not even worried about losing, I'm like, man, fuck it, I'm burning some shit up today.
Yeah, burn it to the ground.
yeah. But yeah, that's what makes it fun, you know. Like, you can't be afraid to lose because, man, fuck, we all got a badass system. You know, that's it. It's okay. It's stupid, but
yeah, but it's fun though.
Yeah, it's fun. That's it.
You know, and everybody, man. So me coming from the motorcycle world, you know, obviously, just like anything else, it always gets progressively better and better. You know, the bikes get more and more competitive. Everybody's raising the bar because everybody wants to win. But the Slingshot community, it's like it went from, you know, some 6.5-inch kickers from Walmart to the next thing you know, the Bemas, the APs, like everybody's gone like nuts. So I feel like, you know, instead of it gradually going up like this, it went like whoop, and then it's going up. Yeah. So which is really really good to see, you know, especially when you get to be in an industry from like its infancy, you know, and to see where it's at now, and we're talking just a couple years. Yes, yeah, exactly. You know, so in a couple years, I mean, you got shops like Jack, like his stuff is just killing it. You 12 volt just killing it. You know, like all these shops are just super competitive, and it's good to see that, you know, everybody's just going head to head, and may the best man win, you know what I'm saying, or may the best shop win, you know. Yeah, and that makes it more entertaining when, you know, I don't see, you know, Brad is not going to get on here with 12 volt and be like, these competitions are rigged and it's all bullshit. Like, he ain't doing that, you know, and you're not getting on here doing that, and I like that, you know, because if you lose, okay, how did I lose? What did I do wrong? Because it's fucking my fault if I lost. So how did I do? I don't mean to cut you off, but to me, it's very important that people know, you know, whenever you compete and let's just say you do lose, I mean, ask the judges for feedback. Yeah. You know, not bitch at them and, man, why did I lose, man? What, you know, your ears suck or whatever. You know, just ask them for their feedback. You know, I've always told Liz and I always told Henry the same thing, and Miss Coco too. You know, just ask them for their feedback. See why you lost. See what we have to improve on. You know, like was it too loud? Was it a bad song? Was it, you know, was a bad tune? What is it? You know what I'm saying? And that way we can get ready for the next one.
Yes, yeah. And I always say, if you take that advice and you learn from your mistakes, then the next time you hit play, the judge is going to go, what the fuck is happening? And there should be, to win is to say, man, there's no, like, I can't even choose this other guy because you just fucking destroyed him. Like, and that's what you got to do. And I know I did that one time in my life, and when I beat Jarrell, and people are like, keep always saying that, but because it was like so different. It was like, fuck, nobody was ready for that when I hit play. It was like, wow. And it was, you know, fresh tune, new speakers, you know, thousands of extra dollars spent, you know, 3 years of losing. And that was my year in 2022. And it's like, that was my year. And dude, I'll take it. You know, that was cool. I reached my pinnacle. I'm good. You know, but I can still hit play today. It's like, fuck, that sounds good. And I only have 4 speakers on it now. So it's like, it's pretty fucking impressive. But
why'd you take speakers out?
Well, I had to take my fenders off so my doors would work.
Oh.
So I got something coming for Memphis, so I can't really disclose too much more.
Hey, we got TJ. We got TJ in the comments saying, "When is Pandemic Corella coming out to play?" We're getting both bikes ready for Memphis.
Okay.
Let them know.
That's going to be a good show. Well, let's back up real quick because we got to talk about the original DJ battle in Corpus Christi.
Hold on. Before you go there, they got one more question. Game
Okay.
Changer said, let's address the elephant in the room or from earlier. Because what's up with those new sub boxes on Pandemic? They look like they might do some damage.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. It's a work in progress. We're trying to figure out some things to really fine tune them. Ted got to hear it.
I was impressed. And when I got to hear it at the time, it only had one sub in it. So
yeah, with one sub, yeah.
That was at a Sling Experience, right?
Yeah, man, and you know, Sling Experience was definitely one of those kicking the nuts. You know, where you work months. I mean, we started working on this thing December. You know, and of course part time after hours. So you know, during the day we're working on bikes and other things, trying to get them out, and then you know Henry will come in and bust ass on it, and while I'm working on other stuff, and then I'll catch a break and help him out. You know, so that we did that for months, and
late nights.
Like late nights. Wife's pissed off. But you know we were really trying to make it out for the Sling Experience, you know, because that's in our backyard. That's 5 minutes from my shop.
Yeah.
You know, and unfortunately we had it all ready to go. We had it dialed in. You know, we bring it out to the parking lot, and we're like, okay, cool. Let's just do like an all systems check, and then we'll head out. Boom, we smoke a sub.
Man.
So, you know, it's just one of those.
He smoked a sub.
Yeah, I did. Of course, it's always my fault.
Hey, that happens. Like I redid my system for something last year, and or replaced speakers and shit. Brad was tuning it. Man, it was sounding amazing with no sub on it. I was like, that shit is where it's at, bro. And then 2 speakers quit working. I'm like, motherfucker, just blew 2 6.5s tuning, and it's like.
Yeah, no, we had, man, it was one of those things where it was just like one thing after another, and it was stupid shit, like gremlins, you know, a bad RCA, you know, we had one Sound Digital amp take a shit, we had a tweeter go out,
We replaced all the RCA.
you know, so it was one of those things where it's like, oh, okay, cool, we got one RCA that went bad, let's just replace them all. They're already 3 years old.
Yeah.
You know, just replace them all, you know.
Yep.
So, you know, it's just stuff like that. But a lot of people don't see, like, the behind the scenes of all the maintenance and all the shit you have to go through just to play for fucking 60 seconds sometimes. You know, so, you know, it's just all part of the game. You know, you can vent your feelings, but at the end of the day, it's just part of the game that I feel like a lot of people don't talk about, you know. when fresh people get into it, they just think it's just press play and that's it, you know. Like,
Yep.
nah, there's a lot more that comes to it than that.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that is well, like you said, maintenance is such a big deal that people, I don't know that they can wrap their head around it. You get let's say you get 3 amps, 6 RCAs, 2 RCAs go to your processor to the radio. You got speaker wires, you got power wire, remote wires, relays to control volt wires, whatever. That shit goes bad in an outside vehicle after about 2 years. I don't care what you're buying. Like, I've got oxygen-free, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a shit.
Look,
that shit is not made for Slingshot.
This audio equipment is installed in the harshest elements.
Yes.
For audio.
Yes.
For audio.
Yep.
The harshest elements.
It's used, punished thoroughly.
Yes.
And then it's like, well, y'all just put that in like 2 years ago. I'm like, dude, you've been caught in the rain.
Yep.
It's hot and steamy and shit in your trailer, even if your trailer. Moisture. Yep. Like, it's just part of it, and it's like, it's okay. You might need some other parts. Like, it ain't like somebody did bad work or did something wrong. It's called maintenance. Like, you have a high performance machine. So if you have a motor on a drag car, you got to rebuild that shit like once a year or 6 months or 3 months. Like, this is the game you want to play in. So maintenance is going to be important, and that's why I say, like, don't compete. I tell them, don't do it, man, because you could spend a bunch of money on shit that you just spent money on, but you need to replace it. That's the way it is.
Yeah, and it's just part of the game, and people really need, people like newbies that want to get into it. They have to go into it understanding that, and I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. Like, they think it's like a set it and forget it. Just like Cozy said, what is it? Hold on a sec. Today's tune is not tomorrow's tune. That's fucking absolutely right. We tune, like, man, Liz and Henry and Miss Coco can tell you, we retune them for every event.
Yeah.
For every event.
Yep.
Because it's one of those things where it's like, the human ear is, I feel like it'll play tricks on you sometimes, because I've tuned something where I listened to it and I think it sounds phenomenal, and then I didn't touch it. I went home, I went to bed, I came back, turned it on again. I'm like, no, that ain't it. And like, I don't mean I can't explain the whys, but it's happened before,
Yeah, I do that when I'm building something. Like, I've got this thing I'm creating. I'll put it together. And I'll be like, all right. And they'll say, okay, what are you about to do? I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to leave it alone. I'll come back tomorrow. And if I walk up on it and I like it, I'll be like, hell yeah. If I don't, like, that looks stupid as shit. And so I change. And I do that with visual stuff. So yeah, you're right though. Your brain can change things, But
yeah, no, that's definitely a thing that happens quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. But so you and Ted had a relationship before also. So let's talk about that. Then we can get to Corpus.
All right. So I first, unbeknownst to me, I heard a bike that he did, and I want to say I don't remember 2019, 2020, somewhere in there. Guy named Angel, and the bike was Pennywise.
Yep.
And I was on the Strand during the Lone Star event, and I was inside eating, and I just heard something out there was just beating. I mean, shit was shaking. And I walked out there, and it was coming. It was in a bag, and I was like, "How in the hell can you get a motorcycle to sound like that?" And he was playing it. I mean, I don't know how many songs he played. It was 3, 4, 5 songs or whatever it was, and every genre it was badass. And I said, that's what I want my Slingshot to sound like. And when I had a mutual friend that introduced us and said, this is where you need to take your Slingshot, because there were certain people that I would let touch the Slingshot, and I said, okay, and then I found out he did that bagger, and I was like, shit, it's home. I know where I'm taking it. I got no worries now. And that's how I found out it was his, and he was there in Houston.
Yeah, that was the infamous Pennywise. That was one of the first bigger bikes that we did. that was a massive undertaking. I mean, it was super late nights trying to get that thing ready just for that event, just because there was another shop owner. I probably shouldn't say the name of it, but it was another shop owner that just had a fucking mouth on him and kept talking shit. And, I could take it, and I just blow it off. I'm like, whatever, man, just pull up on me, this is where I'm going to be at, pull up on me, That's pretty much how I am. I'm simple. I don't let that shit get to me. Now, my customer, on the other hand, he was getting fucking mad, and the more that other shop owner, which I gotta thank him. I appreciate it because my guy ended up like, yo, let's go nuts. So obviously he ended up spending a lot more money, and it kind of motivated him to spend more money to do more. And that's how we came out with that one. And that one's still kicking it. He doesn't compete with it very much anymore, but yeah, that was definitely one for the books for us. And then it was a Slingshot when we made Ted's BBL, like the first like bigger BBL.
Yep. No, exactly. It was too. I remember when Ted was showing me photos, I was like, "What the fuck are they doing, bro? Like, what is that?" He's like, "Bro, it's got a blah 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 blah." He was all excited and shit. I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I was working on Raymond's at the time, and I did his like fender pods, and you could see through them and shit to the floor, and it was all like, it was too fancy, and it sounded great. And then we went to
Dallas.
No, it was Corpus.
Corpus. Yeah, went to Corpus, and I remember you beat me. I got second, and you got first in Raymond. I was in Raymond Slingshot, so I got second. You beat me in Ted's. You got first, and I thought it was close. I mean, personally, I was like, dude, that's fucking close. But I'm not a tuner. I'm not a tuner.
Ted, that wasn't close, right?
It wasn't even close.
It was fucking close.
I don't know if he had third place.
In my mind, that shit was close. But I remember you were demoing it, like you were playing it, and I was like, that shit does sound good. But I'm like, this motherfucker sounds good. I remember I pulled out in the street or like in the area, and as soon as you paused it, I fucking hit play, and I was playing some shit. Then I stopped, and I was like, play something, and you played something, and that was the evolution of the DJ battle. And
DJ battle, that was actually more fun in the competition.
It really was, because like I remember Storm was there, and he was like, "Fuck yeah," and then so you played, and then you stopped. Like it was like a mutual. Okay, now what, JT? And so I'm like, all right, I fucking played. And then I stopped. Like, it was like, I wouldn't just let it keep going. Like, I had a little start off, the little shit talking, I stopped. And then you played, and then you stopped. And then I remember Bill Brown pulled up, and he started playing. And then Showtime dude pulled up, and then all of us were kind of playing, but like mutually stopping. Like, okay, now what? And it was, it organically happened, and
that's when it's really fun. That's when it's really fun. I always tell him I always feel like he gets real tense when it comes to competing, right?
Oh yeah. Henry does.
Yeah, right. So, but recently, man, and this was the first, after Sling Experience, the first event that we went to where the Sling was actually doing what it was supposed to. Which was the SOS event, which was a motorcycle event, but they let the Slingshots play Friday. Black Mamba was there. The guys from Audio Hogs were there. There was a handful of slings. It was at Bombshells. Shout out to Ricky Will. But he let the slings play, and man, I never seen Henry have that much fucking fun.
That's good.
Like, it was like, and I told him, and even to the point where even my wife made a comment, and my wife, she just watches a couple videos. She's not into it, but she kind of watches along, And she was like, Henry really looks like he was having fun, and I'm like, right, that's what I said.
Henry does too.
You just gotta loosen up. Yeah, you just gotta loosen up and just have some fun.
Henry he's all serious and shit. He's got his iPad. He's like,
well, part of it he can't see. He's like this.
Yeah.
But I got them problems too. So
yeah, that's.
Hey, believe it or not, my wife gives me a lot of pointers.
Yep. But no,
She tells me, don't do this, do that, do it like
Yeah.
this. Don't ever do that again. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like,
but
that's crazy.
that's what's fun though. Like I said, that the DJ battle is organic. There was no rules. There's no like you play for a minute, you play for 30 seconds. It was like you play, and like you mutually, you're like, okay, I'll stop. Now what? And then he played, and then he stopped. You know, it wasn't like you try to take all the glory, all the shine. It was. I want to hear your shit. You know, like I know what mine sounds like. What do you got?
But you know what cool. I like the most about it is so people always events, they always do the DJ battle before the main event. I feel like they should do it afterwards.
Yeah.
Well, people don't push it.
Huh?
People don't push it during the DJ event. They save everything for the competition.
I wouldn't really push it if it was before, you know what I'm saying? The chance of blowing something or anything like that, you know? But now if it's after, bro, incinerate that motherfucker. We'll fix it.
Yeah. But you know, I mean, I think you might be onto something there, because it would be. It seems like now the sound competitions run so long that when that shit's over with, it's like, dude, I'm done hearing music, man. I'm going to bed, you know. But but that day it wasn't like a big, you know, crazy event. You know, it was simple competitors, and so I think people still wanted to hear more music. You know, they were like, you know, let's keep going. But
I definitely like the way Sling Experience did it. They broke it up into 2 days. They did the lower classes Friday, and then they did the upper classes Saturday. You know, if it was broken up like that, you know, after, you know, the bigger classes Saturday, people can have their DJ battle. Yeah. You know, and they're not worried about fucking something up, and they might even push it more than they normally would if they were playing before.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly. Yeah, that's what makes it fun, man. And that's I think that's what people got to keep remembering. Like, I think I want to make sure I clear up some stuff. When people say earlier, you said, you know, like when people were trying to take constructive criticism, like, you know, did you play it too loud, or you guys having some technical difficulties over there? What the fuck?
Yeah, this fucking tablet don't want to stay up.
Shit keeps falling. Like, what's going on over there? But when you said, you know, like you turn it too loud, or when people say you overplayed a bike, all we're trying to say is your shit is distorting. You know, when you and then when you say song selection, something was distorting and sounded like shit. That's what we mean when you say song. When I say song selection, there's songs that I can hear based on what you just played that would probably sound better than what you're playing. When I say it was too loud, it was distorting. That's a nice way of saying your shit was garbage at that volume, or you overplayed it. That was a nice way of saying your shit was distorting and was garbage. Turn it down. And that was maybe based on your song selection. So, and I think there's a lot of confusion when we use those words and the, you know, judging or whatever, because people just don't know. And it's like you're trying to be polite, but it's like, you know, don't play Young Thug. That's not a good song for competition.
Yeah, he doesn't have very good vocals.
Yeah, exactly. So, so you would overplay it because you like the way the song goes, but it sounds like shit. I don't know what I'm judging. It's just a bunch of garbage.
I always tell people, like, you know, don't pick the song that you like. Pick the song that your Slingshot likes.
Yeah. We're not riding around playing UFO. You know, I'm not driving down the street, you know, playing, you know, UFO and shit. Like, it's not a thing. But in the competition, it's like, it might be the one you're going to win. And then people say, well, we need different songs. Well, good luck with that. I'm not going to jeopardize a trophy for a different song, because you know what the judges probably want to hear. So it is. It can be. That's why I tell everybody, don't compete, because you just be mad, and especially if you don't take any advice that people give you, and you don't have to like it. Like, people tell me shit, I'm like, damn, that was fucking rude, mother. But I have to like what they say. But it's true.
Some people can't take constructive criticism. You know. Yeah. You know, they're just all up in their feelings, and they just can't take it. You know.
Yeah. Or this, I got the best sounding blah blah blah. They're like, yeah, but you ain't never been nowhere. And you know what? You do have the best sounding bike in your circle. keep it there because you will always have the best bike. And that's it. Because when you go somewhere else and you're like, well, they don't judge on everything and their quality it's always based that way.
Yeah.
Don't compete. Don't compete.
A lot of people talk about favoritism and kind of politics behind it, man. I really don't feel like any of that plays into it, you know. No. I'm sure it's you know, on some level, on some minor levels maybe, but I really haven't experienced that for myself, you know.
No.
You know, I have been to events where judges caught something on somebody's sling and not on the other sling, you know. But at the end of the day, they can't be, all around the sling all at one time. You know, they could have been standing over here and there was a rattle over there that they didn't hear. Yeah. You know, so I guess it's just part of the game, man. Part of the game.
No, exactly. Yeah, and it is. You got to have thick skin and just play what you like to play, and don't try to compete. And like I said earlier, when you hit play, there should be no doubt that your shit is the best in that ring right then. So if you like I'm guilty, I've sandbagged fucking the first 3 rounds because I think I got them, but I know on the fourth guy, or shit, it's always Elizabeth, I better fucking play. The first time I beat her in Arkansas, like it's the first ever, like legit victory. Like I sandbagged the first 3, and I'm like, fuck, here we go, make or break, and I felt like when I hit play, it was like I felt like I deserved it that day, but that doesn't mean you win every day.
I think that was Louisiana, wasn't it?
No, Louisiana I won, but I don't know that I won that. Yeah, I did win. I did beat her that day, but that was 3-wheel. That was not 3-wheel. Riders for Life. That was a sling fest.
Yeah.
And, in Baton Rouge, and I won, but I'm like, what? Like I was surprised. I'm like, holy shit! Like I didn't think I won that day, but. Because I tuned it, but when Brad tuned it,
we all get lucky every once in a while.
Yeah, I felt like I got lucky, but I was like, "Well, shit, okay, I'll take it." Fuck, let's do it. But I know when I played in Arkansas, there was no doubt I had that day because that shit was fresh off my win in New Orleans from Jarrell, and I'm like, I got Jarrell, I got to beat Elizabeth. I got to be, Lil Bully. I got a list, that I gotta meet, for myself. That's all that mattered. And so, but it's fun, like when you hit play, your shit better be on top. And if it ain't, then figure it out. What do you got to do to be better than the person you're trying to beat?
Yeah.
That's it. If you're trying to beat Rob, what do you got to do? You got to try to beat Lemon Drop. What do you got to do?
Your shit always sounds good until somebody pull up on you.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, I still got work to do.
Yeah. Like, and I know you got some badass bikes, I'm sure, in your shop now that you could play, and the customer will be like, dude, you're gonna destroy everyone, and you're like, no, there's motherfuckers better than this, and that's okay, But I think that's what the general people don't know, They don't realize that there's so much more involved in what these people spend than, what I don't want to spend,
Yeah, I mean, this shit definitely costs money.
Yeah.
It's definitely expensive. It's expensive to maintain.
Yep.
Speakers ain't cheap. Speakers don't last forever. I don't care what brand they are. They just do not last forever. Yep. Amps don't last forever, again, because the harsh environment we're putting them in. They're intended to be in a car in a closed atmosphere. Yeah. We're putting them out in the open element with the sun beaming on it, moisture. Fucking some people live by the beach. It's like my thing never sees water and there's rust all over it.
Yes.
Like, dude, there's salt in the air, man.
Yeah. Exactly. I had my Slingshot on the lift the other day. I'm like, why is my frame rusted? I'm like, oh yeah.
Well, it's because you're driving in the fucking rain all the time.
Yeah. I'm like, why would it be rusted? Like, that's normally like an up north thing. But I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. That shit stays in the water. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. That's what people don't know.
Where'd Ted go?
I don't know. He's a technical guru, so he can do what he wants. He's kind of like the boss. Yeah.
All right.
So tell me about So tell me about your speakers. Tell me about the APIs, your API speakers and the speakers you sell.
All right. So the API speakers. So we got carbon fiber coaxes with aluminum custom machine cones. I really wanted a speaker that in my opinion would try to, compete or even outdo a lot of speakers that are out there. As a business owner, I found myself buying other people's speakers over and over and over and over again. And I was like, well, let me at least try to find out what it would take to have my own brand. It took me about 2.5 years, and I don't even want to talk about how much money to get it all going. But I mean, we finally got it going, and then we use Liz's Slingshot as a guinea pig to see how they perform, how they hold up, and I had a few good friends that were cool with let me use either their bikes or their Slingshots. His too. We the larger size speakers, we guinea pigged them on his. Just to see how they were doing, and I felt like they performed pretty good.
Yeah.
And they're selling pretty well. Really can't complain about that. But just like anything else, it's a learning process, and it's growing.
Yeah.
Not only do I have the bike shop, but also the speaker company. Trying to juggle the both of those. I mean, it's a double full-time job.
Yeah, but if you got if you got a good product where you sell speakers or you sell yourself, which is your labor, your shop, then you always make it. And like I bought a set of your tweeters, and dude, they're nice. They're real nice. Like
appreciate that.
They're not supposed to play down to 500 hertz, but they do. Like them some bits, they sound good. Like, they don't like it.
Don't do that.
Yeah, they don't like it at all. But I'm like, it's fucking impressive, because I've put them against other speakers that I spend 3 times as much on, and I'm like, that's not bad. So if I play them like they're supposed to play, they're pretty amazing, But I like.
Yeah, no, we definitely torture tested them, and at the beginning I had a few failures, and I contacted my manufacturer like, look, this is where it failed. We need to beef it up right here, and my whole goal was to make a good product that will withstand the abuse that we put through it.
Yep.
I didn't want a high comeback rate or a high failure rate, so. That's why it took so long. Like a lot of people didn't even know I was working on this, but I was kind of secretly working on it for a few years until we finally got everything right enough that I felt like I could, all right, now we can release this.
Yep. Yeah, that's good, man. I like I said, because people don't they don't take distortion into an account when it comes to like everyday driving. You can't hear that speaker hurting. You can't hear that stress. Because you're doing 85, you got that shit cranked. We told you don't turn it up past this number. You ain't listening.
Wind.
Yeah,
the wind.
The wind's in your face, and we tell you, hey man, you're tuned to like 30. Don't go past 30, and they got that shit on 42, and it's like, and they still work. That's a good speaker. What
do you mean I blew a speaker? They're brand new.
Yeah. Man, I did everything you told me. I don't crank it up past 30 like you told me. Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Take the speaker apart, and it's like a fucking accordion.
Yeah.
That voice call.
Yeah, you can smell it when you walk up on the Slingshot. It's like.
Yeah.
That's great.
I think all of us are guilty of that shit.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, and I am too. Shit. I can hear the speaker saying stop, and I'm like, nope, fuck you. Yep. I'm playing this shit.
Look, I've played Henry Sling before, and I looked at him and like, look, we're gonna burn some shit up, and I just and he looks at me like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah,
I got replacements in the shop. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
When are you coming out with some subs?
I don't think I'm going to, man. There's just too many of them out there for cheap money.
Yeah.
Like I don't see the point in it really.
I absolutely understand that. That makes perfect sense because, yeah, that's a whole nother thing.
I mean, you can buy DCs, for $600 a piece, or you could buy some
Sundown.
Some sundowns for $200. And it's just to throw another subwoofer in the ring. It's like,
yeah, exactly. Because they're all gonna blow. People,
yeah,
goes back to the distortion thing, and I just bought these so I can return them on Monday. So I'm about to smoke them this weekend, and that's the mindset. They have warranty. I'm blowing this shit.
Yep.
I'm guilty of it. I know.
Yep.
But no, you definitely got some good product, man. I like it. I mean, I've heard them. Again, I heard them in Henry Sling and in Elizabeth Sling, and they're loud, like they're bright. People talk about like what's a good like all around speaker that's going to be loud that I can hear on the freeway. That's the fucking speaker. Like that thing is it gets there. It definitely is.
Yeah, there's quite a few unique features on them that comparing them to other speakers, they're definitely unique. My whole goal was for them to project as far as possible.
Yeah. That's the best way
but sound clear. Yep. I want it to sound clear all the way down there.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
That was hard to achieve, but we figured it out, and of course, I'm sure it's a matter of time before another company copies it. But it's part of the game too,
Man,
I know. That's one of the reasons why we're already working on version 2. So, yep. if they copy those, then they're gonna have to catch up to the other ones that are gonna be even better.
That's all you can do, man. Is keep evolving, and at the end of the day, stand behind the product. Sell the good product, and people will stand behind you. When it comes to like people going to bat for you, that's what I like. I like to see that shit.
Yeah.
People stand behind the people that are been honest since day one.
Yeah, and then you got a couple of great slings that represent it well. So.
Yeah, a few of them. But just like anything else, everything's evolved to the point where a lot of shops have really stepped it up, man, and I definitely commend them on it, because it just forces me to do even better.
Yeah.
It's just part of that whole evolution thing.
What shows you guys got coming up that you're going to be at?
For sure, Memphis.
We're going to Memphis. We're going to be in Dallas. We'll be. There's a few more we're going to do. We wanted to do DC, but we're not sure yet.
Yeah.
Not sure. But there's a few. My wife had the list.
Yeah, Liz is in charge of all that.
She has a list.
Yeah.
She points. She points. We shoot.
Yeah. Exactly.
We don't even fight it. We're like, all right, cool, let's go.
She just says all she does is get my bike ready.
Yeah.
Exactly. She's like, I need this and this. Okay.
She's not working on the sling. She's working on the playlist.
Yeah. Believe me.
Yeah. And organizing the whole trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. People don't realize it takes a whole crew to do this shit.
Yeah. No, you're right. That's it is. It's not something that you just put together and everything's good, because it goes back to when we started talking about competition and stuff. Like song selection. Like I always think about, like Elizabeth would hit you with that MC Hammer Can't Touch This, and I'm like, motherfucker, that sounds so good on her Slingshot, and like it sounds like shit on mine. Like,
and you want to hear the funny thing? I played that song on her Sling fucking around.
Yeah.
And Henry and Liz looked at me like, that's it. That's the one right there.
Yeah.
Better get Johnathan.
Yeah. And then she'll hit you with the double Dutch bus, and I'm like,
yeah.
That 70 shit is going hard. Like, it sounds good. I'm like, Shazam. I'm trying that later.
Yeah. Like, she comes up with her own playlist, and she'll sit in front of the shop playing it, and me and Henry will sit in the tailgate of my truck, and we'll give her the thumbs up or the thumbs down.
Yeah. But see, that's what I don't know that people take it that serious. Like I'm not bullshit when I say I chased her for 2 years trying to win, and I have a whole list called Elizabeth's playlist, and I have every song she's ever played against me, and on videos in other fucking cities. Like I'm like typing it in, like what song is that? What song is that? And so I'm trying to, what is she playing that sounds so damn good? And so how do I play something that can be better, or the same thing? And that's what people don't. They won't go that far. Instead, they'll say, well, it's because she's a girl or because she has a shop or, people will just make up whatever they're going to make up instead of doing the work and beat somebody.
Man, she works hard at it, man. A lot of people, again, they don't realize the behind the scenes stuff. She practices. That like the week before a show, she'll be here 3-4 days out of the week. Making sure everything's working the way it's supposed to, picking out songs, playing songs. What do you think about this song? Yeah. And we'll just have little parking lot jam sessions. Make sure all my speakers are working. But she practices, and it's just one of those things. Like she's very dedicated to it. She enjoys it. She likes it. She's definitely very competitive, and she definitely likes to win. There's no doubt about that. But
she's still happy she loses.
But she knows how to lose too, and she's definitely one of those, like she's all in. She's just all into it.
I think she knows how to win. That's what's important. Like she's not gonna win and be like, I'm the best featherweight, and that's why y'all suck. And she ain't doing that shit. Like, don't get me wrong. She just has to do that one pose, like standing on her slingshot, and that gets in my soul. I'm like, get off there.
She's the quiet assassin.
Yeah. She'll just stand on the
Hey, we had to get her out of her shell a little bit because I almost felt like she was a little too humble.
Yeah.
All right, so and I remember after like the third or fourth time that she won consecutively, right? I told her, man, sit on your sling and do like this, hold the trophy up. And she's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm like, you gotta do it. And she's like, all right. And of course she's like this,
Yep.
But
Justin Woods is always on her ass too about that. Stop being so goddamn nice, Liz. Stop being so goddamn nice.
But she's just super, like it's just her nature, She's just quiet, She's competitive. She enjoys this. Like she don't talk shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
She's just a really good sport about it.
Yeah, that's important, man. And and it's not just about it goes back to, like you said, practicing. Like people say, well, like Lemon Drop's got a shop bike. She practiced that bike. Like when you talk to Jack, like you do, she's out there playing it. She's practicing. She's playing songs. She's going through the playlist. She's doing the homework. And it's more than just having an amazing slingshot. You got to do the homework and make sure that what you play is peak everything on that slingshot, because all it takes is you to play a shitty song and somebody else show up. Maybe not as much power, maybe not as much bass, maybe not as much all that, but play to right everything and it be peak. And that's going to win every time. I can damn near call it when I hear somebody play a song. I'm like, ooh, why? Yeah. And then, well, Florida is an example. I didn't make it. I had I forget what I had, the SS Takeover, and when she hit play, I was like, no, don't play that song. And then Phoenix played something. And I'm like, fuck, Phoenix won that round. And sure enough, they gave it to Phoenix. I'm like, damn it, Elizabeth, what are you doing? It was like, I was rooting for her, like that's Team Texas. But it's just, you got to be, in it, like 100%. Like it goes back to songs that say, maybe you love playing, but at that show, maybe it wasn't the best song because this person has everything else on point. And that's okay. Like, you don't have to win them all. You learn from your mistakes, and then, you show up next time and win. And that's what she did. So.
And a lot of times I feel like what happens too is like you got everything all set up and you're ready to just hit play, and then the person in front of you will play a song and you're just like, oh shit, I know my song can't fuck with that one. And then you're scurrying for another one, and then you pick an even worse song. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that definitely happens.
It happens, you know.
Absolutely, man.
It's all right. Just gotta learn from it.
That's it, you know. Like I heard, like Henry will play some shit sometimes. I'm like, I think it can win because it's so fucking loud and the bass is dropping. So I'm like, I think he can win just because of the everything that's in the song. But and then he was doing it. But then whenever you get against somebody that can match the bass, that can match the highs, you got to play the better song because you can't play, you know, fucking Mystical, you know. I forget the song, you know, everybody plays, you know.
If it ain't live.
Yeah, if it ain't live, or The Man Right Here, you can't play that against certain Slingshots because they can pull up with better musical songs and match your bass, match your mids, match your highs, you know, and be better. And that's where the song selection comes in, you know. But there was a time that every time Pandemic played, it's like he won, man. Y'all can just go, you know. But so how did y'all get the name Pandemic? I know y'all told me the story, but let's let the people know what.
All right, so
how do we get that name?
So Henry's always been a good friend, right? And you know he's been damn near like my shop brother, right?
Uh-huh.
I built a bike for him. I built a bike for his wife because they used to ride bikes before the Slingshots. A lot of people don't know that. When Henry got his Slingshot, you know, the sole purpose of getting that Slingshot was to make a crazy middleweight. So he brought us the Slingshot, and when we were, you know, kind of getting a game plan together, he's in my shop coughing. And I'm like, dude, don't tell me you have fucking COVID and you're in my fucking shop, man, getting all the sick. And meanwhile, we got like 50 bikes in the shop. You know, like I'm jam-packed, 4,500 square feet, jam-packed. We're like working till 8, 9 o'clock at night. I'm like, if one of us gets COVID, like this whole shit's gonna shut down for at least 2 weeks, right? And he's like, no, I'm good. I already got tested. And the next day he calls me, hey man. I was like, what? He's like, man, I tested positive. I'm like, dude, you were in my shop all day, bro. And then of course my shop manager at the time, he ends up getting COVID. Me and my other guy at the shop didn't get it. But after that, we were like, man, fucking Henry, man. Like, you know what? We're gonna name his fucking Slingshot Pandemic, and it just stuck.
Yeah, that's perfect though. Because I remember when y'all were building it, then all of a sudden it was like, out here comes Pandemic. I'm like, they already got a name? Like, what is that? Like, you know, it was like, it was weird. It was like all of a sudden it had a name. Like
that thing had a name. That thing had a name before it got a speaker in it.
Yeah. That's just perfect. I remember you were telling me that in Texas City one year. I'm like, that shit is funny because I was like, okay, you got, you know, Cruella. That makes sense. You know, she's mean. You know, it makes sense. And she was just mean because she was beating me every time. But, you know, then all of a sudden it was like Pandemic's coming out. I'm like, how do they have a name already? Like, normally you got to do, like, how does the name work? You know, you normally can't just name yourself, but it was cool the way you explained it. I'm like, well, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, he tried to get everybody infected, so.
And it's not funny, you know. COVID's a real deal, but it's like, oh my god. You know?
I mean, we can laugh about it now, but at the time we were like, man, that could have been bad. We would have had to shut down for at least 2-3 weeks, and you know.
Yep.
But luckily, only one of my guys caught it, and we were still able to get shit done. You know. You know, but it. Yeah. Therefore, Pandemic.
Yep. That's perfect, though.
He didn't even like that name. He liked it. He had already another name picked out, but you picked it out for him.
He didn't give a shit. He was like, no, that's Pandemic. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
But Henry was a good sport about it. He's like, all right, fuck it. I guess Pandemic it is.
Yeah.
He went and got hood stickers done and shit. And he's like, oh, well, it's really official now.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Well, man, I'm trying to think what else we got going on. What do you guys? So you got Pandemic's coming back. You know, he's going to show off in Memphis, and then of course Elizabeth, she's going to be there. I'm sure. You know, putting her on people. And what else you got coming?
That's it for right now, man. I've been kind of taking a little bit of a step back so I can, promote the speakers a little more and catching up at the shop. I mean, I've just gotten so damn busy with bikes. It's just hard to juggle everything, man.
Yeah.
So sometimes you gotta kind of just step back and regroup a little bit, and that's what we're doing this year. We're just gonna get Miss Coco, Henry, and Liz going, 100%. That way they could be out there competitive, and not really take on any more than I can handle at the moment.
Yeah.
Right.
How can I get an AP shirt?
Man, I gotta get some.
You can buy a speaker.
What's the best way to get a hold of you guys? I gotta buy a speaker. I got a hat.
Yeah.
I need to get a cool shirt.
Yeah, you can hit the website up.
Yeah, exactly. What's up? So give us your website.
It's www.apaudioind.net.
Nice. Okay, perfect.
What about the socials?
On Facebook, AP Audio Industries Workshop. On Instagram is the same. TikTok is AP Audio Industries. Yeah, I try to update them as much as I can, but it's hard to get it all.
Yeah.
Let me give you guys a quick little tour of the shop.
Okay.
Here's a cool little piece that we're doing, that battery cover we're doing for Henry.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
Yeah. We got our dual 12-inch speaker pods up there.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a second. Let me start from over here. I don't know if y'all can.
Oh yeah, you get the
Nice
full
shot.
view. Yeah, that's
wall
nice.
to wall.
Oh yeah.
Quite a few bikes. This is my little personal project car, but this is what started me in this industry. Is that little thing right there? We're working on. Me and my son been putting it together. Mm-hmm. Look, this happens to be Henry's old bike right here.
Oh, okay, yeah. Nice.
This is how me and Henry first met right here.
Uh-huh.
Now, another one of my customers bought it from him, and now we're doing a little bit of updating. That one.
That's an extended one.
Yeah, 6-seater. That's Alex from House of Sound. We got our CNC machine.
You just gonna skip over that and not tell us what's going on with the 6-seater, or
Yeah.
undercover? Okay. We'll
it.
Leave it alone. Okay, we'll leave that alone.
Cut.
Yeah, cut.
We got 2 more CNCs there.
Nice.
What percentage do y'all do that's motorcycle to Slingshot? You still doing way more in bikes?
Yeah, it's probably like 75-25.
Nice.
I don't blame you, man. Those bikes, you can get a bunch of them in there. Slingshots, they take up a lot of space.
Yeah, a lot of space. This is one of the.
Nice.
That's nice.
That's cool.
They can't look at that 6-seater too much.
Yeah, no. People in the comments going, "Hey, go back to the 6-seater."
Hang on, let me zoom in.
Yeah.
We screenshot it.
Yeah, we're making these pods too.
Okay, nice.
These headrest pods, the same ones that Liz got on hers. I don't know if y'all can see those.
Nice.
But yeah, we got a bunch of other stuff cooking up too.
And you can buy these parts on your website or just your speakers?
You can buy them on the website, or you can call me or reach me on social media, and I'll send you all the links you need.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the dream shop.
Man, that's cool, dude. That's where it's at.
Yeah,
that's where the magic happens.
We're in industrial area. We can make all the fucking noise we want, and nobody says shit.
Yeah, that's a good deal right there. That's underestimated
house.
hell right there. That's People don't realize the when you're building something, you just can't turn it on where you work or where you live. Like, I got to be able to tune this shit. So where do I go?
Man, I had a shop probably 4 or 5 years ago. It was right behind a trailer park.
Yeah.
And, man, those people call the cops on me every day. The cops would just pull up and wouldn't even get out the car, and they just wave their hands up like, "What the fuck?" and I'd have to turn the shit down. But I had to move out of there quick because of that.
Yeah, that would never work.
Nope.
Well, man, we appreciate you coming on, Pete. Absolutely, man. It's a lot of good information. I'm glad you had a chance to talk to the people, explain who you are and what you sell, and hopefully it'll be a good deal for you, man. I've known you for a little while. You've always been the same guy every time, and that's important. People don't give that credit. You know what I mean? When you talk to people, like when you talk to the person, behind the scenes, and you see the person in public or whatever, it's always the same person. That's important, because there's so many people that aren't that. And that's one thing I definitely like about you. You're always the same guy, we can always bullshit about nothing or talk about something serious. And that's badass. So
yeah, you always got to keep it 100, man.
That's it. If you like something, cool. If you don't like something, that's cool. Like it's life's too short to be all holding grudges and being dumb,
Yep.
Yeah. And he can talk to you about every aspect. I mean, talk about fabricating or tuning or, installation or, he can do it all.
Yeah. And there's not too many shops that can do that. And not to knock them or nothing. But, I was fortunate enough when I was younger that, I had access to, a fiberglass shop, to, a metal fab shop, audio shop, that I picked up a little bit here and there from all of them, and I'm able to weld, I'm able to fiberglass, I'm able to wire stuff up, I'm able to tune, it's just all hard. It's just real hard to do it by yourself, especially in this scale, that's what I'm thankful I have my guys that really, really helped me out, man. And, without them, I wouldn't have come this far as I have,
Yeah. Exactly.
Henry always comes by and helps me out. Like, and Henry doesn't get paid.
Yeah.
He's not an employee,
Yeah.
Hey, I got to give him credit, man, because, man, we were working on his sling. I came here on a Monday morning, and when I left Saturday night, the shop was a fucking disaster. Like, when I tell you disaster, when you're just fighting through something and you're trying to get it done, and you're like, man, I'm gonna clean up later. Yeah. The shop was a nightmare. I'm just standing back looking at it like, man, I gotta clean this up, but not today.
Yep.
And that was Saturday night. Come in Monday morning, the shop is spotless. Call this motherfucker like, hey, were you here Sunday? Yep, for like 3 hours.
Nice.
like my man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's just it's always good to have a good support system too.
Yeah. Exactly.
One person can't do it all, man.
No, exactly. It ain't even about trying to get paid to clean your shop. It's about it's more than that. It's about being on the team. It's about understanding what you're trying to accomplish, being part of something that could be amazing one day. And I think that's what a lot of people underestimate that. They take a lot of shit for granted.
Man, I have a handful of guys that I know I can call at any moment and like, hey man, I need this, and I know they're gonna be there. And if they can't, I'm like, look, I can't do it. Well, hold on, I got you. Let me figure something out.
Yeah.
Which is amazing to have, man. I'm sure I'll be lonely as shit if I didn't have that. And be like, man, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna do this?
Yeah. Exactly.
Because it's hard to grow something, by yourself. You just can't do it by yourself. Yep. My wife helps out a lot. My guys at the shop, I mean, they're always here, thick and thin. And Henry helps me out a lot. Miss Coco does a lot of the t-shirts for me. Everybody contributes something, man, and it's a blessing to have that.
Yeah, absolutely. Family.
Yep.
Well, man,
definitely family.
Yes, absolutely. Well, man, I think we're gonna wrap it up then, man. I mean, shit, it was good talking to you, and I guess we'll see you in Memphis for sure. I'll be there. That's my next planned event. So I'll definitely be there, showing off something new. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what you got cooking.
We'll see. Well,
Yeah,
and I think Ted's supposed to be unveiling his slingshot. Supposedly, I mean,
if you don't keep changing shit, Ted be always constantly changing shit.
dude, yes, and he will unveil it in Memphis, and we'll all get to hear it, and it'll sound great, and then he'll be like, I think I need more mid bass, or I want to change my work. Like it'll be something crazy, and I'm like,
yeah,
dude, just play that shit.
I think I need more. My chest doesn't really hurt like that when I hear the bass.
Yeah,
I can still breathe.
I think I need more.
It was like my hair wasn't moving. I don't think it's enough. Like,
yeah. Sounds like me and you know the same guy.
Yeah, you exactly. Yep. Well, man, it was good talking to you. I appreciate you.
Same here. I appreciate you guys having us on, and appreciate the love and support, and I hope everybody has a good night.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks a lot. All right,
and all the shop owners, just keep evolving, keep pushing it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. That's what it's about.
All right, man.
Cool.
All right, thank you.
Y'all be easy. Peace out.
All right. Well, cool deal, Ted. It's good talking to you again. And so next week we've got Jimmy with SS Takeover, James McCrae.
Yep. Yeah, James will be on.
That'd be a good show. He's the SS Takeover, the Slingshot originator. Bring together a whole different group of people. That's what's badass.
And the good thing, he'll have a show that he had just put on. So we're not going to recap it because that's what the other guys are for. But we want to actually talk back, and we're going to talk history with him and go back in time when he started and get personal with him.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I tell everybody, man, no matter what whatever little BS problems people have with everybody, because we're all around different parts of the country. Like, we're not supposed to all get along. We grew up different. Everybody did. So, if you can't take Slingshot for what it is and, just enjoy it, come on, man, you got to be able to have fun. So I hope a lot of people tune in, and be able to get to hear, Jimmy's take on, when it all started and what he's done and what he's done for the industry, man. I mean, absolutely done a lot. So, and then the week after that, we've got, who's that one guy? Johnathan Taylor with Flex Style Design. He's going to be on. I heard he's got a lot of history, things he wants to talk about. So,
yeah, that'll kick off next month. We'll have you on. You'll actually be a guest now, not a host.
What's crazy is that this is our 20th episode, and I don't get to get on until like the 22nd episode. So that's got to tell you that I'm not trying to just plug me and my business. I mean, shit, I've been plugging 22 other people before me. What
he's not telling you is he messaged us in our chat and said, hey, when am I going to be on? When am I going to be on? Since episode 2.
Yeah. Ted's been saying, no, we've got June full. I'm like, all right, man, what about July? I think it's almost, I'm like, dude, come on. It's hilarious. Like, I'm over trying to pull teeth because the technical guru is like, no, bro. But it'll be fun, man. I'm excited about next week's show for sure. And the Memphis event coming up ought to be badass. And they've got what's their event next week for SS Takeover? Is it Columbus?
It's the DC one. Well, you got the DC one, and then you got
DC. Yep. Yeah, that's like his original event. So that's one of his first ones.
Yeah, I think he loves that one personally for him, and it's always a great show, great turnout. Yeah. So I think we're going to have quite a few in there. TJ is going to be there. Rob's going to be there. So they'll be going live. And then the recap that we have with the Slingshot Sound Spot on Sunday, 7. Y'all tune in for that one.
I think a lot of people are supposed to be coming from Team Texas, right, going to DC.
Yeah, we got quite a few coming there. It's going to be an outstanding event. So
that'd be great. Well, good deal, Ted. Man, it's good talking to you again, and we'll see everybody next week.
All right, man. See y'all.
All right.